Hey Scrapbook friends, this is Michelle at michellesizemore.com. That's Michelle with one L in my website link if you're looking for me. You can find everything about me there, like my Creative Memories ordering link and some other things that I represent. Get some ideas there. I'm going to share this layout with y'all today. This is using the Sweet on You collection, and it's for Valentine's Day, and I use this Elegant Diamonds border punch. Okay, so before we get started, I want to show you this Sweet on You collection. It is so cute and fun, I think. So it has a pack of paper. It has all these colors, so it's like a lot of chocolate, red, pink, and I love this fun designer paper. It has this sticker strip and this picture frame, but I'm going to show you a hack with this picture frame. I don't really have a need for the frame, so I'm going to tear off the embellishments and use them. I like to, whenever we have a collection and they have some other things like a picture frame or a card kit, I buy those, and then oftentimes I'll just use it on my scrapbook pages instead of as embellishments and things, instead of the way they're intended. Just because it gives me more options to play with. So that's just what I do. So that's that collection that I used. These are the items that I used. So I am going to go ahead and just rip these things off here carefully. Okay, all the things that I can take off, I will. And I try to do it gently because I kind of want to use some of the background of this as well. So I want to try to save as much of it as I can, but it does sort of tear off the top layer of paper when I take these off, but I can still use the parts that weren't affected. So just see how all these embellishments that I have when I do this. And then I'll cut off this arrow and use it. I'll cut off this donut. Those are just parts of the actual paper. I'll cut off these ribbons. So I'm just taking some of them off. Okay, they don't look great now, but when I peel this off, they'll be just fine. So I'm going to set those things aside because I will use some of those later. I'll tuck that away, and we're going to make this one today. Okay, but I also have it as an option using different colors, all from the Sweet on You collection. And you could also, so you can use these at the top or down the side like this, or you could use them at the bottom or on the other side, whatever you like. So I'm going to set these aside. I just wanted to show you how it would look with different color options and things. And we'll make this one for now. Okay, so what I will need for that one is this red paper, and it's a tonal paper, and if you look closely you can tell it has X's and O's on it. I think it's really cute. So this is a directional paper that we'll need to make sure we use in the right direction so you can read the X's and O's. And then I used this pink cardstock for this. I used white cards. No, that's not white cardstock. I actually used, if you look closely, it is a white paper with a little bit of pink in it, and that is from the Sweet on You collection. I'm going to get that out because I forgot to get that. If you want a closer look at these papers, I'll show you now. There's the red. It's got some pink with red hearts on the other side. Here's a chocolate, and this is the paper that I used for that. There's another one of those, and then I love this chocolate paper, and it's got this fun design on the other side. Okay, let's set all this aside. And, okay, let me make sure I have everything I need. So I've got the red, I've got the pink, I've got this, and I now need the brown. I'm going to try to use up my scraps, so I think I can use this side of that without having to use a whole new piece of paper. Okay, first thing I want to do is cut this Elegant Diamond border. Show you how that works. It's a border punch, and it's fairly new. I really like it, and I think it really works well for Valentine's Day pages or or formal. It'd be pretty with black and gold and silver, or just anything. I think it's more feminine, you know, not masculine. But okay, so we're gonna put this cardstock in here. We're gonna start it on that black line. If you'll just look at where the cardstock starts right here, it's on the black line. Okay, that's very important to start it on there. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's firm against this lip right here and hold it with my thumb so it won't slip on me. Let's move that out of the way, and we're going to move it down. And I'm just going to turn it around once to show you, but we want to completely cover this blue with what we just cut out so that all you see is silver, and then you know it's in the right place to do your next cut, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll just keep it turned this way from now on because this is how I use it, and I'll just try to do this pretty quickly. Okay, hold it firm with your thumb. Move it down, match up your pattern. Move it down, match your pattern. Now, after a couple of punches, I like to get my scraps out of the way. Oops, I went too far, so I'm going to go back. That happens easy with this because you have to match your pattern up sooner than you do with a lot of the border maker with the border punches. Okay, so I'm going to match up my pattern right here so that you don't see any blue. Make sure it's lined up here and punch. I think that got it. No? Okay. Goodness. I keep missing that one piece. Let me make sure it goes like right in the middle. Usually it doesn't take me this long. I just missed it. Okay, that got it. And then you would go all the way down, and then you'd end up with this. Okay. I don't see anything that I could really do with these scraps. Not really. So I'm going to just probably throw those away. Usually I like to look at them, and I don't like to throw things away. But I don't see anything I can do with that. Okay. So the next thing, I've lost my original here, my sample. My goodness. Girls, I'm crazy. Okay, wow. I mean, I haven't moved from this spot. Really? Okay, so we're going to improvise. All right, this is crazy. It's got to be under this pile here. Maybe I set it aside. All right, I'm going to improvise. Okay, so I want to mount this onto chocolate paper. It's the reverse of this. So I'm going to cut a piece of this chocolate paper. I'll find it in a minute. I know I will. Before I do, I want to measure and see how wide that is. It's 1 3/4 inches. So that's the width I'm going to cut that. So I'm going to put my paper in here. I'm going to open up my arm and make sure my little foot is open. That makes it all level and gives me more measuring space. So 1 3/4 inches is right there on my grid line. There's the measuring point. Come over just a tad. And then make sure I follow that grid line all the way down. Hold this with my left hand firm and cut. And now I have my strip. And then I want to grab my silicone mat for borders. Here we go. And on the flip side of this pink, now let me make sure I don't need to like correct anything on here. No, it looks pretty good. Yeah, there's a little something right here where there's a little shaggy piece. So I'm going to cut that off with my micro scissors. It's so tiny, it almost looks like a hair. But you would almost not be able to see. Okay, now I'm going to take my repositionable tape runner and put on the back, and I'm going to be very generous with it because this is a very intricate piece, and I want to make sure all the little pieces stick it down. So I'm trying to get all the edges first, and I'm just being gentle because if I get too rough or too fast with it, it could make these little pieces bend. I normally don't put this much tape runner, but because it is so intricate and I want to make sure everything sticks down, I am being very generous with my tape runner. So, and this is the repositionable tape runner. Very important to use this one with intricate things like this. Okay, so let's mount this on here. Okay, and I'm going to gently just rub it as I go to make sure it all sticks down. And it's looking good. Oh, wow, I don't have a full, complete piece. I cut this before. Here, I'll take this one and piece it together. That's what you can do in these situations. So I'm going to add some more repositionable tape runner here. And just match it up the way it's supposed to be. Rub it down and flip it over and just cut it off flush with the end of that piece of paper. And I would say this to use on a card because you could do very similar things with cards, just use shorter pieces. Okay, so there's that. And then I want to have a border that's going to look like this. It's using our decal edge blade. So I've already pre-cut these, but I want to show you how I did it. Grab some white cardstock from here. Okay. Now, the decal blade is the yellow blade on the back. This is where you can store all your blades. This is a place where you can store your extra mat strip, which is an extra one of these. Okay, now I'm going to flip that open just by moving that lip and then put my decal blade in curvy side down. It doesn't matter which way the logo faces. And I'm going to cut 2 strips of this that are about 3/4, or I'll just do one since I've already done the others, but I would cut one that's about 3/4 of an inch and then another one that's about 3/4 of an inch. And it really doesn't even have to be that wide. It can be about like that. So it could be a little bit less. So I'm going to grab this and work on this so you can see better. And I just like it. So I'm going to put some repositionable tape runner down one vertical edge here. I'm going to line my piece of cardstock up there. I'm going to press this down with the sticky part, and I'm just going to visually determine about how much of that white that I want to show. I don't really want a lot, but I just want it to be a little bit. It looks kind of like a torn edge. And then I'm going to put my tape runner on the other side of here and do the same thing. You want it to look about the same on both sides, so let about the same amount of width show. Okay, that's easy. And then all I want to do is grab some red paper and try to find some scraps. Well, I only have full sheet. There's my sample. I found it. It was between 2 pieces of red paper. Okay, so I'm going to grab my red paper, and then all I need to do is put this on with repositionable tape runner. Now this is sideways. The X's and O's are sideways, so I'm going to flip it so that it will be in the right direction. I'm going to put some repositionable tape runner on the back here. I'm so glad I found that because that was crazy. Crazy. Okay. Now I'm going to mount this at the top. I want a little bit of that red at the top to show. Now, I notice I can see a little bit of that white poking out here, and I don't want to see that, so I'm going to clean this up just a little bit before I mount it. Check the other side. Other side looks good. Okay, so I want a little bit of that red to show at the top. You can determine how much you want to show. Okay, that slipped on me just a little bit. So I'm going to press gently down to make it stick. Rub everything really well. And that's the main thing you have to do. And then I just want to add a few embellishments. So I'm using this, which came off of that frame that I tore off. And this donut came off that frame as well. And then I used a sticker from the sticker strip. Here's the sticker strip. This is the complete sticker strip. It's so cute. Lots of cute chocolate, strawberries, treats. So what I used from that is this little strawberry that was dipped in white chocolate and drizzled. So these are embellishments. This is a sticker. So I would do this. I would put some repositionable tape runner on the back of this. Okay. And trying to achieve this right here. I'm not going to completely stick it down yet because I want to put the donut down first because it is going to be underneath that. And it already has a foam square there. So that's great. Actually, yeah, let me peel this paper off of it because that'll make it stick out a little bit, which I like. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to put that right there and my strawberry sticker about right there. I'm not going to stick it down hard because I might want to move it, but I'm going to stick this here. Yeah, I want a little bit more of that strawberry to show. Yeah. And then I would just stick that down. And I might want to pop another foam square under this, and it just gives it some dimension, but I'm not going to do that just to save time. But it's literally, you just take a foam square and you might want to cut it a little bit and stick it up under each side here or under the middle. And then you have your finished border. And then I would just add my pictures. I would probably matte my pictures with white because I would want them to pop off this darker colored page. And then it would tie in with the white here and the white here. And I think it would look great. So I would put several pictures. If they're like smaller 4x4s, you could get more 4x6s. You could cut them however they work. Maybe put a journal box here and a little embellishment here. And then you're good to go. So again, there's that version of it, which is this one that I just made. Okay, and then this one, I used the chocolate paper for a background, and I put a white instead of a pink here, and then mounted it on red, and then added a pink on the outer border. But the process was all the same, and just changed the stickers a little bit and embellishments. This is an embellishment. All of these actually are the embellishments that I pulled off that frame. And this is the other one. And then, so basically you could do it at the top or the bottom or on the side. I did this on the side. Just remember, if you do that you want to be able to have your X's and O's going in the right direction. And then these right here, that's a sticker, and this is an embellishment from that frame. So those are some ideas using the Elegant Diamonds Border Punch and the Sweet on You collection. And at the time of this video, we still have this collection on my website. You can find the link in the description box below, or you can go to michellesizemore.com with 1L. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful day and a happy Valentine's Day.